Good Sunday evening, everybody. Meteorologist Keith Gibson in the First Alert Weather Center. I hope you're having a great Labor Day weekend. It has been phenomenal here. Yesterday, a little bit warmer than today, and tomorrow, much like today. So we will have more sunshine, comfortable temperatures in the 70s. Let's go ahead and set up the situation here. I'll come on in just a split second, but folks enjoying themselves here in Sturgeon Bay. It's still a little bit breezy up there, but temperatures are in the 60s across most of the area. A very nice evening here across northeastern Wisconsin, and we will be looking at some cooler weather later on tonight. So let's get into your weather discussion. We are going to have the full forecast again tonight on Action 2 News at 10, hopefully at 10, football game permitting. Right now across our region, we've got low 60s and mid 60s and 50s already developing across the Northwoods as of the top of the hour, 8 o'clock here on our Sunday evening. Going into our forecast for tonight, cool. The winds have been breezy today. The winds will relax big time as high pressure comes on in tonight, and with clear skies, light wind, and dry air. Temperatures should be cooling down into the low 40s or maybe some upper 30s across the cooler spots of the Northwoods. Upper 40s to around 50 here in the Fox Valley, and some 50s along the lakeshore tonight. But that is a little bit below the average of 55. It will be quite chilly tonight. And if you're up early on Labor Day, the winds will be light. It will be cool, as we just mentioned, but we will have wall-to-wall sunshine with a few friendly clouds all day long. It's really looking good. We'll be warming up into the 60s by mid to late morning and into the 70s tomorrow afternoon. Thinking about 75 degrees in Green Bay and Appleton, and some low 70s near the lakeshore, maybe a little bit cooler at Washington Island, 69, and perhaps a little bit warmer in some other spots too. But generally speaking, mid 70s across most of northeastern Wisconsin, and that's about where we should be for this time of year. The average high right now is 76. Now, if you are doing any traveling, don't forget your sunglasses, and if you will be out and about, of course, sunscreen and a big hat. That sun's still pretty powerful right now, but we've got 70s everywhere in the region tomorrow, by and large, for a Monday. Cannot ask for any better weather than what we've had so far this holiday weekend. And let's go back and see how this holiday weekend ranks to the other two we've had this summer season. Memorial Day, we had days with some rain and some thunder. 4th of July weekend, we had a couple of days of some wet weather too. And we did have a little bit of wet weather early Friday, but Friday afternoon, Saturday, today, tomorrow, really, really good. So this weekend, this Labor Day weekend, is going to win our holiday weekend race as far as great weather. Hopefully you've been able to take advantage, and we still have another really good day tomorrow. A first alert for you for back to school. School's not yet in session. I think a lot of folks going back here on Tuesday should be pretty good. Unlike last Monday when Green Bay went back in session, and the heat index was in the triple digits, it's going to be very nice on Tuesday. There could be a little bit of hazy conditions with some elevated wildfire smoke, but we'll be looking at upper 50s to around 60 at drop-off, and by the afternoon, well into the 70s. So the big picture, excuse me, getting all choked up here, happened to me on our early newscast tonight. Had a frog in my throat. But the big picture for the next couple of days is this sprawling area of high pressure. And this is what gave us the great weather today, and this is why we will be pretty quiet through the middle of the week. Now, it's not going to last all week long. We have a cold front that will be coming in. This is our next weather maker, and this is going to be Thursday and the Friday. This thing will come on in, give us a little bit of rain, some thunder, and then on the back side of it, it's going to be a little bit cooler again. So we will have a roller coaster ride around 80 out ahead of that system, and then cooler weather behind it. So that next weather maker we just showed you there, that will be coming in Thursday, and then it will be out of here by the weekend, but we'll have a chance for some downpours and some thunder. But right now, the way it's looking, no severe weather really is expected. I don't think that's going to change, but of course we'll watch it. That really is the only day of question as far as our severe weather outlook, still low, and we'll just see how things go. But it's trending in a fashion that probably won't support severe weather, but there could be some downpours and some thunder and lightning. And the odds of rain will be much higher Thursday into Thursday night as the system comes on in. We'll have some lingering showers. I think on Friday, temperatures will start to cool down. And there may be a shower or two next Saturday. Not too gung-ho on it just yet, but it will be much, much cooler going into next weekend with temperatures falling back into the 60s. Hey, Bill, you have a great weekend as well, tuning in on our stream tonight. Summer rainfall in the Green Bay area and really just area-wide. We've had a surplus of moisture in Green Bay specifically for the summer season. About 3 inches above where we should be for June, July, and August. We've had just over 14 inches, and that is about 3 inches above the normal. It's been pretty wet as a whole, but the last couple of weeks we're starting to dry things out. The drought monitor is back in our forecast discussion, and we're getting more abnormally dry territory developing across the state. That is the light yellow you see here. And as we go deeper into fall, if we stay relatively dry, we'll start to see that drought start to creep in a little and intensify just a little bit. But right now we can handle it, but it is beginning to dry out just a little bit. The atmosphere has dried out. You know how muggy it was all of last week, but that front moved through on Friday and it really scoured out a lot of that deep humidity. And just looking ahead here, aside from Thursday when that cold front comes on in and will boost the moisture content in the atmosphere and give us that rain chance, we're really looking at some dry air for most of the next 7 days. And I'll just let you know that for the next week or two, I don't really envision any major weather system coming in here. September is typically a fairly quiet month for us here in the Great Lakes, and it looks like that is trending the direction we are headed, and we'll just see how long we can go. But we don't really envision a major WAP weather system here in the next week or two. Again, we have a little bit of wet weather for Thursday and the Friday, but in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing we can't handle. First alert pinpoint predictor, we talked about the sprawling high pressure, and it's just going to be moving through the region over the next few days. We get on the back side of that thing by Wednesday. So our winds will become southerly. Today they were northerly. Our winds will be southerly, though, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and that will start to warm the air mass up, and we'll start to see temperatures rebound back up to around 80 degrees. But this frontal boundary comes on in for Thursday. Really, I think Thursday afternoon, evening, that will be a better rain chance versus Thursday morning. And then there could be some energy on the back side of it for Friday as it swings on through the Great Lakes region, as is typically the case with these systems. We could have some showers linger into the Friday time frame, and maybe, just maybe, if this thing becomes a slower mover, some of that moisture could hang back and affect parts of the region on Saturday too. Not thinking we'll have a lot of wet weather at this point for next Saturday or Sunday, but you know, these storm systems are fickle and they can slow down, and the way they're configured, they're going to be big. Wherever the area of low pressure sets up, it could be a slow mover. Right now, it looks like it will be moving into Canada, but too close for comfort. We'll just see how things go. But it will be cooler going into next weekend. Let me show you the temperature trend real quick, though. So today we had 70s. We'll be in the 70s tomorrow. Upper 70s on Tuesday. This is Wednesday, around 80 degrees away from the lakeshore. So that's the benefit of those southerly winds that will be developing here Wednesday. And will be relatively mild into Thursday, too. Probably mid to upper 70s as that cold front approaches. The front will move through, and then notice where we are headed here. Into the 60s for Friday, and likely Friday or Saturday, Sunday next weekend will be in the 60s too. Now, what's happening Friday? Packers and Eagles playing in Brazil. There's a watch party at Titletown that will be outdoors. Let's hope that we don't have any serious rain lingering there on Friday. But let's talk about the actual game forecast too, because now it is in the bullseye. We can actually see this thing coming into play as far as the weather pattern down in South America. And it has been warm. There has been some wildfire, and there still are some wildfires down there in Brazil. But it has been warm. But it looks like going into Friday, model consensus here, looked at 4 of them today, and this was the same line of thinking that we had yesterday. But going into Friday, down in Sao Paulo, Brazil, it looks like a pretty cloudy day. Temperatures for the most part will likely stay in the 60s all day long down there. And keep in mind, you know, that is, they're just coming out of winter, going into, we're just going into our fall months. They're coming into their spring months. So it's been cool down there. It has been relatively warm, but it will be cooler on this particular day on Friday. I'm getting all my days and data all jumbled up here. A lot of stuff in my head. Long story short, kickoff temperature around 60 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, And let's hope for the best here for the Packers taking on the Eagles Friday. Kickoff time in Green Bay, 7:15, but Sao Paulo is 2 hours ahead of Central Time, so that will be about 9:15 local time down there. So, of course, we'll be watching that. Some folks may be going down to Brazil. I know we're sending our sports crew down there to cover the game, and let's hope for a Packers victory there. It'll be interesting to see, like, if they are in the 60s there while we're in the 60s here in North America on the same date on Friday. So this is our 7-day forecast trend. This is where we are headed, and it looks pretty decent overall. Again, September, a relatively quiet month in the big picture, and then aside from Thursday and the Friday, should be pretty good. Picture perfect tomorrow, and we have 77 for Tuesday, back to school. I do want to show you that we have some wildfire smoke that will likely be drifting back in here going into Tuesday. So probably not too terribly hazy tomorrow, but I think by Tuesday afternoon, we'll have more of that milky white appearance to the sky as these fires that are burning out in Idaho and the Pacific Northwest, that smoke has been a little bit more numerous today in development, and it'll be drifting our way by Tuesday. So that's an item of concern to watch. Seasonably warm Wednesday, we're back up to around 80 degrees here. This will likely be the warmest day of the week, near 80 inland, mid-70s to upper 70s lakeside on Wednesday. So that should be pretty decent there, above the average. 79 Thursday, 69 on Friday. Now, we mentioned this rain chance here, and it looks like we're going to have some downpours Thursday and the Friday. The early projections, this is the European model. It's calling for about 1/10 of an inch to about 1/2 of an inch. We'll see how things go. This is a couple of days out. These numbers will be changing, of course, but severe weather is looking unlikely, and widespread heavy rainfall that could lead to flooding is definitely not expected at this point. But we will watch that because that really is our best rain chance that we'll have all week long. 69 Friday, Saturday 64 degrees, and this would be the start of next weekend. Definitely a fall feel to the air. If this does verify, it would be much, much cooler with next weekend versus the one we've just had. So we'll likely rebound going into the week after the coming week. So all is not lost, but we will have these roller coaster rides here, and temperatures will be ebbing and flowing, going up and down. But the average right now continues to decrease. We're at 76, and by the end of the month, our average high will be in the mid-60s, and the average low will be down into the mid-40s. And I mentioned yesterday on our late news that we are set to lose about 90 minutes of daylight during the month of September. So here we go. It's a slippery slope now that we are at Labor Day, and we will be descending here. Darker days and cooler temperatures as we go through time, but we still have some warmth for sure that will come on in to our forecast from time to time as well, like Wednesday, back up to around 81 degrees. So that is where we're headed for the next 7 days, and I hope to see you on our newscast tonight at 10 o'clock for the full forecast. Join us there. And if you can, well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. And we talked about how nice tomorrow is going to be, so enjoy your Labor Day before we all head back to work and school and reality after Labor Day weekend on Tuesday. So that's a quick forecast update. Great to see you here on the stream, folks, and hopefully you have had a great weekend and have a really good Monday, Labor Day. Looks pretty good weather-wise. Have a good night.